What's up everybody, Sensei here. The main objective of this video was just to see how my new camera would shoot night footage. Came out pretty well, but one problem was the camera ended up getting locked into vertical mode, and I didn't realize it, but I was able to go in and tinker around with the footage and resize it, and it seemed like everything came out well. So I sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's up everybody, Sensei here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another video. Happy New Year everybody. This is the first ride for me of 2026. And it is nighttime out here. And it is cold. It's about 28 degrees. And I was going to watch the football game. And I said, you know what, let me just get out here and take a ride. Two things. I wanted to test out the night mode on my new camera. I'll flash up the name of the camera on the screen. So I'm shooting this raw dog. You guys heard me say that a million times. This is raw dog. It's just night mode. And I'm not using a microphone. I'm using the standard mic that comes on the camera. And I just want to see how everything comes out. I'm not going to be going crazy tonight. And that's really about it. I hope everyone had a great New Year. I'm on the RS19 Highspeed. I'm going to make a switch over and I'm going to go grab the Lynx. Let me just do another quick lap on the RS and then I'll go and I'll grab the Lynx. From what I can see, the footage looks really good. I mean, there's no light out here. Besides the street lights and things like that, otherwise it is dark, man. Feels pretty good. I still have to reset up the RS, man. I haven't rode it in a while, so the pads are a little bit uncomfortable, but the wheel ride's great. And you hear, you know, people knocking, oh, you know, riding the older wheels, blah, blah, blah. Man, these wheels are still really good. The RS19 Highspeed is a great wheel. It's a legendary wheel, one of them. Even the the RS torque, a lot of great riders threw down on that wheel, and I still love riding the RS. To me, I'd rather have this wheel than an A2 or an M105, M104, or something like that. This wheel still gets up and goes. This thing will do 45, 46. It'll top out at about 48 miles an hour. I've had it up to 44 miles an hour, and this thing is a thumper, man. This wheel will thump. So, gonna make a quick change to the Lynx, and yeah, man, enjoying myself. It is cold again, 28 degrees, but I'm having a good time. First ride of 2026. So just looking at the camera from the front-facing camera, the footage looks really bright and clear, and this is what this ride is pretty much all about. I just want to see how this camera shoots at night, because most of my rides now are going to have to be at night, because it gets dark by 5 o'clock. By the time I get off of work, it's already dark. Lynx feels more dialed in. Love the way the Lynx feels.
The question that I get asked a lot is, how fast do electric unicycles go? And a lot of times, man, I just say, you know what, I normally just stick to the speed limit, because for me the sweet spot for speed for riding the EUC depends on where you live. And I like to tell people, look at my videos, just look around at the environment that I ride in. You have a lot of intersections, you have a lot of stop signs, driveways where people just come yanking out, cars don't look, and the speed limit around my way is between 25 and 30 miles an hour on most roads. And then on one of the main roads, it's like 35. So there's really no reason for me to be blazing around 50, 60 miles an hour. I'm just not going to do it. And, later in the video, I mentioned this as well. But I've been riding under the radar in this town and the places where I ride for the last 5 years. I haven't had any problems with police officers. I haven't any trouble with people complaining about me just zipping around, acting like a maniac. And I want to keep it that way. Like, can I ride faster? Of course I can. But to me, in this area, just look, man. It's not open road. It's a very, I would say, convoluted area in a sense, where you have one-way streets and, cars come zipping out of everywhere. And if you're ripping 60 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour down one of these streets, it's only due time till you hit somebody, or you come off the wheel, or even worse, you come off the wheel and you just break arm, leg, neck, whatever. It's not worth it. Look, there's a speed limit right there, 30 miles an hour. So the sweet spot is wherever you ride, just try to be safe. You see a lot of people now on the P6 flying around. Again, I tell people, ride how you ride. You gotta ride with common sense, though. It doesn't take much to get yourself in a world of trouble on an electric unicycle, whether it's wobbles, whether it's wind, whether it's hitting an unforeseen bump. And I've been mentioning this stuff more and more in videos, because I'm really afraid to see what's going to happen once the weather gets nice and the speed on these wheels are getting insane. And I think the people are getting insane on the wheels as well. Like, if you want to get out there on a track and rip 70 miles an hour, go ahead. But doing that stuff on a public road, man, I just be careful out there. Ride with some common sense. And, I'll hear people or riders say, well, I need to be able to keep up with cars. I'm not trying to keep up with the cars. Even if you have a vehicle that is faster than another car. It's like when people get behind the wheel and they start driving, they think they're like the Avengers or the X-Men. They have superpowers, and it's just one driver versus the next. If you go past a driver doing 60, they're going to come ripping past you doing 80. And it's the same thing on here. When I'm riding, some drivers see me, just zipping along, minding my business. They pass you going too close. They pass you going double the speed limit. Just almost saying with their vehicle, like, you don't belong on the road. And just be careful, everybody. It's really, you have to ask yourself, again, I always say, is the risk worth the reward with the speed? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So be careful, everybody. Just enjoy the ride. Get out there and enjoy the ride.
People ask me what new wheel am I going to get? Honestly, I'm happy with the Lynx. It has more than enough power, more than enough speed. If I were to get anything right now, it would be a stunt wheel. What I mean by a stunt wheel, like Brother Cobra would say, a grab and go wheel. So the Eon, I like that, lightweight, quick. Suspension, that is something that that's in my radar right now. I really don't want anything else. Like I said, I haven't even pushed the Lynx to its limit, and I'm not going to. I'm a cruise rider, 25 to 35 miles an hour. Sometimes I'll get up over 40 every once in a while. I can ride faster. I just choose not to do it for safety purposes, especially where I ride. It's just, you really don't want to be cranking top-notch speed out here, because it's only due time till you come off the wheel or you run into somebody or somebody runs into you. I do have the replacement parts for my seat. I just have to take the time to replace the base on it. Even though it's cold out here, the streets are clear. There is some salt on the road, so you got to be careful with that. It is windy out here, boy. I'm telling you, I can feel it when I'm using the selfie stick. You gotta be careful how you twist and turn it, or man, you'll come off the freaking wheel.
Open road riding and riding in these smaller, compact suburban towns are two different things. And as a rider, this is where you have to make your decision on how you're going to safely carry yourself on these streets. I'm not the wheel police. I can't tell you how to ride. The only thing I can say is just be safe out there and adjust your speed accordingly to the environment that you're riding in. That's all I can say. It's your wheel, you ride it how you want to ride it, but I just don't want to see riders out here getting hurt unnecessarily. You know, I've been there, and it is not fun to get hit. I'm telling you, you don't want to go through that. So, each time you get out here, man, just think, what's the safest way for me to keep myself safe and others on the road? And just ride accordingly, have fun. But most of all, man, is the speed is just not worth it, guys. It really, really isn't. I mean, again, look at these narrow streets that I'm riding on. Why would I be flying up here 50 miles an hour? It just doesn't make any sense. And even right here, I'm using my hand to signal over my headlight for cars to come through the stop sign. I'm in no competition with vehicles. If there were 10 cars coming through, I would let the 10 cars go. And I think this is something that we have to remember as well. We have nothing to prove to anybody on these wheels. We don't. So remember, be safe, ride safe, and just use some common sense when you ride. Because if you're hurt, you can't ride. So please be careful out there.
Okay, everybody, that is it. Thank you for joining me. If you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up, sub to the channel. Got a lot of great content coming. We have some great guests lined up for the live stream. Me and Green Master Mike are going to lay it down on Electric Live. So again, thumbs up, sub to the channel. Remember, you get on your wheel, you ride it like you hate it. You be safe out there, you ride it like you hate it. I'm Sensei. Hello. Good night.